Adult life is rough, and that seems to be the butt of the joke for Life Lessons with Uramichi Oniisan, which is a series that is airing in the summer 2021 season. And this is my thoughts on the series so far after watching the first 2 episodes, so let's jump into it. Life Lessons follows a cast of a children's show. Essentially, when you have these individuals who will stand in front of a bunch of children, do exercises, and do songs in front of them, all to be televised to the world in order to, encourage exercise, to encourage learning for children. An oddity of this cast is that they're all essentially in their late 20s, early 30s, and are all very much disenchanted by essentially life as an adult. Uramichi specifically is a failed gymnast, and the other ones are like failed singers and stuff, and they're all pretty much employed by this director to do this children's show. And even though when the camera's rolling, for the most part, it seems like they're, overjoyed and happy and encouraging the children, it's always these like undertoned remarks or these off-camera shots that you kind of see the true them, this self that's depressed and upset about what they're doing in their life. And this turns into pretty much a series of skits where you'll have a concept is introduced and the characters will play off of it. So like you'll have a girl wants to ask a question of Uramichi, and they ask, my father is about the same age as you. Why don't you have children? And then he'll, of course, play off of that and be depressed and so on and so forth. So let's get to my thoughts of the series. Now, let's make this perfectly clear. Comedy is subjective. Me personally, didn't find this too funny. Now, it does bother me that I don't find this very funny because it feels so much like Setsuba Sensei. For those that have not watched Sayonara Setsuba Sensei, it's essentially a series that follows a teacher who just kind of doesn't like life anymore. And he ends up having to teach this class, and you have this constant feeling that he hates what he's doing, he hates life, and a lot of the jokes are playing off the idea that he is so in despair. It's the whole idea of Setsuba Sensei is Mr. Despair. And I really love that. I love that series so much. Maybe it just was a time of my life that just hit right. But this one doesn't seem to be doing it for me. And that's the unfortunate thing. And that's not to say that you're not going to enjoy this show. If you enjoy this show, by all means, go at it. And I do recommend people do check this out. The comedy that you're going to be finding here is essentially the comedy of disenchanted people. This idea of somebody just not enjoying what they're doing. It's the adulting joke. It is the idea that somebody is in their late 20s and their early 30s and life is just rough. And so a lot of people are going to find that really hilarious, that idea of somebody that is just so happy that he has a day off. And some people are going to find that really hilarious. It's really the relating joke. It's the idea that I think a lot of people that I've seen echo that they really enjoy this series is the comment that I see a lot is relatable. So you might find this really funny based on the idea that you go, yeah, I relate. It's kind of like the Umaru-chan thing. When Umaru-chan was on, there was a lot of people going, man, I can relate to this girl. I want to be a lazy little snack gremlin when I get home or whatever. That didn't work for me, worked for a lot of people. And I think that a lot of people are going to like this show based on the idea of relatability of being disenfranchised by life, by adulting, how you can have these different masks. You're super happy when you're at work, you're greeting customers and you're super happy, but then when you get off work, you're like, leave me alone. I just want to get to my car and get away. It's that idea. I did have a good laugh on one point in the first 2 episodes, and that was when essentially they made a doll of this bird that is apparently inhabits his dreams like 90% of the time, I think he said, and they made a puppet out of it, and he didn't like it. And so he was trying to get a girl to say that she didn't like it and that it was creepy just to get them to take it off the set. But the girl's like, but, it's your friend, so you have to like it. So it's like his chances of getting rid of it by using this girl totally failed. And I had a laugh out of that. So I got one laugh out of it, so I'm happy. But like I said, that doesn't mean you're not going to get a lot of laughs out of this. Like I said, if the concepts that I've given is reason enough, please go watch it. It just didn't work for me. I will be giving this a couple more shots with episodes, so I don't know if it'll end up turning around for me, but So far, it's not working for me personally, but I'll keep an eye on it. I hope you guys enjoy this impression. If you did, leave a like down below. Comment, let me know what you thought of the series. Is it working for you? Subscribe if you haven't already, and share this video if you can. And stay tuned, as I will be covering the rest of this series in the summer season and give my impressions on them, as well as doing weekly impressions on certain shows and reviews eventually at the end of this season. So I thank you all for watching, and y'all take care.